LEGO Fortnite Brick Life recently got a major Star Wars content update in celebration of May the 4th, and while LEGO Fortnite Odyssey also had some stuff announced becoming later this month, the community is not happy, and honestly, it's hard to blame them. Odyssey's last major content update was Storm Chasers, which added new weapons, enemies, and even a final boss fight with the Storm King. Since then, well, it's been a very quiet 5 months. To be fair, gaps between major updates are nothing new for this game. In the first few months after launching, LEGO Fortnite Odyssey didn't immediately get massive updates like Gone Fishing, Mechanical Mayhem, or Farm Friends. Instead, it got smaller ones mostly focused on just one thing, like launch pads and hunting daggers, along with frequent bug fixes and quality improvements. The same thing happened in the summer as well as the fall of 2024, except that time it was the LEGO Group's LEGO Islands within Fortnite that kept players busy. The various spooky islands launched around Halloween were definitely a highlight for the community, especially as completing a puzzle within them would unlock LEGO kits for Odyssey. Fast forward to 2025 and things are very different. Within this gap, which is longer than all previous ones, most of the updates for Odyssey have been bug fixes and improvements, with the only real major additions being the item recycler, new movement, and a few chests. The recent announcement of Rapid Survival is interesting, but it's effectively a speedrunning mode for the existing gameplay, and it's only here for around a week and a half. In that same time, just one LEGO Island launch and a few more received content updates, and this slower pace is likely the new normal. In a recent livestream, the LEGO Group stated they would now only make islands that serve as examples of new templates or features added to Unreal Editor for Fortnite. To give you a reference, of the 15 islands released throughout 2024, only 3 I would argue fit this description, and unsurprisingly enough, 2 of these have continued receiving updates, while almost half of the rest has outright been deprecated. So what are Odyssey players supposed to do while they wait for a major content update? Well, there's LEGO Fortnite Brick Life, which has been receiving constant improvements since its release, including new jobs, gameplay mechanics, and seasonal content. Heck, just a few days ago, an entire Star Wars festival was added with a ton of activities to do. The issue, however, is that most Odyssey players tried Brick Life at launch, thought it was boring, and left, never to play it again. I've already covered the specific reasons for this reception in a previous video, but one of the core problems it struggled with was the lack of gameplay beyond interacting with objects and NPCs. The addition of more involved mechanics like soccer, cooking, and fishing definitely attempt to address the issue and have led to influxes of players, but very few of them end up being retained. In fact, the recent Star Wars update made it reach a player count that it last saw all the way back in December, but it's unknown how long these players will be sticking around. Personally, I can't say I expected a major LEGO Fortnite Odyssey update relating to Star Wars, as last year's content is still fully playable, unlike all other Fortnite experiences that receive similar updates. Still, I expected we might get a few small things, such as additional lightsaber colors, so the lack of anything new beyond a limited time game mode is a bit disappointing. On top of that, the game still suffers from major game-breaking glitches as well as performance issues, and while the team has tried to address these, progress has been much slower than what players have been expecting. But I don't think LEGO Fortnite Odyssey is being abandoned by Epic Games. It's clearly a much lower priority than LEGO Fortnite Brick Life, and while I don't expect it to receive as many big updates as it did last year, I wouldn't be surprised to see smaller ones every now and then. I am still worried though, because there's no denying that the majority of LEGO Fortnite's community exclusively plays LEGO Fortnite Odyssey, whether we're talking player numbers or engagement on social media posts. Less players for Odyssey likely also means less players for Brick Life, as well as less players for LEGO Islands, and that could lead to a further reduction in development resources. Regardless, I remain hopeful that the various teams at both Epic Games and the LEGO Group continue expanding these experiences, as I've enjoyed every single part of this collaboration.